Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kadisha here, and I am following up on that brief video that I did yesterday regarding vaping illnesses. Yesterday, the CDC put out a warning. So I just want to go into that further and so we can discuss what is going on. Okay, what is going on? Because we've already had our first death in a number of vaping sicknesses reported. So just want to see who else comes into the room. Again, and who am I? I am Dr. Kadisha. I'm a board-certified emergency medicine physician and sports medicine fellow and author of the book, Help Us Help You in the Emergency Room. It's what an ER doctor would tell you if she only had the time. For more info on that, go to www.helpushelpyoubook.com. But in the meantime, back to this over 200 reports of vaping-related illnesses. A person in Illinois has been the first person to die from a mysterious lung illness that was linked to vaping, and it was announced, about a week ago. It's August 30th, and yesterday the CDC put out a warning warning us not to purchase e-liquid, the liquid that goes into the e-cigarettes or the vaping devices, not to buy bootleg e-liquid or buy the stuff off the street. Okay? And so what's happening is that people are coming in with like non-specific symptoms. They're coming in with fatigue after days of vomiting, dizziness, shortness of breath. An 18-year-old had shown up in New York City. Hi, Mom. An 18-year-old had showed up in a New York City hospital complaining of shortness of breath, dizziness, and vomiting. And the ER doctor there asked if he had been vaping, and he said no. And this goes back to what I mentioned in my book. Be honest with us. We are not trying to judge you. We are just trying to help you. Because the lie you tell might cost you your life in the ER. We are not trying to judge you. We're just trying to help you. So the ER doctor asked if the patient had been vaping, and the teenager said no, but the patient's older brother said that he had gone through the youth room and found hidden vials of marijuana for vaping. And they don't know where he purchased it. And there have been more than 215 reports of vape-related illness. Okay, so over 250 cases of vaping-related illnesses this summer. And these are people who are otherwise healthy. They're in their late teens, in their 20s, and they're showing up with severe shortness of breath after days of vomiting, fever, and fatigue. So watch out for that. These are non-specific symptoms that could be seen with a number of illnesses, but it's the middle of summer, and if you have a teenager or a young adult in your life who has these vague symptoms and you know that they smoke or vape, that could be the reason why. So some people have wound up on ventilators, in the ICU. They've ended up with the tubes down their throats, and all due to being in denial, thinking that these e-liquids that they buy off the street is safe. And a lot of people selling the liquid, they have no idea what is in this stuff. And so if they don't know, how can you trust it? Okay, so health investigators are trying to find out whether there's a particular toxin or substance. If there was a particular substance or toxin that was added to the e-liquid, and or whether or not some people reused cartridges of the liquid that might have contaminants in it. This is applying to both nicotine and marijuana. So yesterday the CDC put out a warning saying to stop buying bootleg and street cannabis and e-cigarette products, and to stop modifying your devices to vape adulterated substances. So it's a trend that's going on. I'm not sure if I don't see it stopping. Why would it? And it's introduced a wholesale change in how people consume nicotine or marijuana. So, and the problem is how it's ingested. So vaping works by heating liquid and turning it into steam to be inhaled. And broadly speaking, e-cigarettes are considered less harmful than or conventional cigarettes, which work through the combustion of nicotine, but that sends thousands of chemicals, many of them are cancer-causing, into the lungs. So that's conventional cigarettes. But vaping has its own issues. So for it to be inhaled, the nicotine or the THC, the high-inducing chemical in marijuana, must be mixed with solvents that dissolve and deliver the drugs to the lung tissue. So these solvents or oils, they heat up during the aerosolization process and become vapor. But some of the oil droplets may be left over as the liquid cools back down, and it may cause breathing problems. We are not supposed to be inhaling oil. That's extremely dangerous, and that could be life-threatening. It could definitely be life-threatening. So many vaping ingredients are not listed in the products. Vitamin E oil appears to have been a common substance associated with severe and sudden respiratory problems, especially in some of the New York cases, according to some state health officials, but it's not known how it was used. Vitamin E is sometimes advertised as a supplement in cannabidiol oil, like the CBD oil, but it is not designed for vaping, and it has been used that way. So, time has passed. Back a couple years ago when I wrote the article on vaping for EUR Web, the jury was still out, because it was so new. And I remember that it was the e-liquid was unregulated in Russia, who said he didn't know what the hell was in the barrels of e-liquid that he was selling. But now, 4 or 5 years after I wrote that article, it's, vaping related illnesses and a death has occurred. Vaping is not healthy. It's not something that you should do for your health. I mean, inhaling anything other than regular oxygen, as one of my colleagues says, is not particularly healthy or safe. So I would stop vaping until you know what the true long-term effects are, because this could just be the beginning. But again, I'm Dr. Khadisha Rapp. I'm a board-certified emergency medicine physician and sports medicine fellow, author of the book Help Us Help You in the Emergency Room. Check it out at www.helpushelpyoubook.com, and check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at DRKADISHAMD. And be safe. Have a great weekend.